Overcoming imposter syndrome. And I was having a conversation with someone this weekend who was challenged with imposter syndrome because they were feeling a lack in their mind in the story they were telling themselves. They were working on a project where they were going to be creating a series of YouTube videos for their brand, and things had not always gone puppy dogs and rainbows for them. They got hit by cancel culture a few times, and they were just starting to doubt where they were in their mind on, should I be doing this? Why would anybody care? I'm not feeling confident about the things that I'm creating, even though I know I'm an expert in the field. And this is something that I certainly understand and relate to because I myself have gone through numerous instances of imposter syndrome. And I think this is something that is natural for most people when you're doing something new that you've never done before and you continually break through new ceilings of your brand and your achievement and your success and your happiness. Boom, sometimes you look around and you're like, am I supposed to be here? So what I want to do is share with you the advice that I gave her on how you can easily overcome imposter syndrome. So the first thing that I want you to do, step number one, is throw these feelings in the trash because they're not serving you. Because for me, Mindset 101 starts with, all right, let's just audit the story that we're telling ourselves. And when it comes to imposter syndrome, if you were to write it down, it says, I feel weird about doing this. I don't want the negative backlash of everyone who might not like this. I don't feel comfortable, ... When you write this down and you actually look at the words that you're saying to yourself, you'll realize these are all self-limiting beliefs in stories that are not serving you. And why would you continually focus on the negative? Well, Rob, it's easy and it's comfortable and I don't want fear or pain or negativity in my life. So these are the things that I'm worried about. But when thinking about creating a life that you love and creating, whether it's videos or podcasts or a business or new relationships or whatever it is, anchor yourself in the positive side of things because this is the story that you want to be telling yourself. And for this, AKA the power of consistency. So the way that you overcome imposter syndrome is step one, audit the story you're telling yourself. Step two, if you notice that it's a negative one and it's not serving you, all right, let's create the true, powerful, real version of yourself, the story that says, listen, if you have something inside of you that can help even one person in the world, it is your duty to share it with the world because people do want to hear from you. And certainly if you're coming from a place where you help other people and you have positivity and love and intentions, don't focus on the few people that say something. Remember, there's a silent majority and a vocal minority. So by design, when you create things, most people aren't going to let you know that they like what you're doing. So therefore, the people who do mention something, and when they're a little bit noisy and not what you like, whoa, you think that's the reality. Throw that in the trash. You got to start with your intention. And I actually just finished a great book about this, The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer. It was absolutely fantastic where it talks about setting that intention. And if you set a positive intention for yourself that what you're doing is good, boom, don't worry about this lack or not enoughness that somehow you're not qualified to do what it is that you're doing. That's a story that is not serving you. So once again, we'll repeat this. Step number one, audit the story that you're telling yourself. If it's not good, step number two, because the truth is the world wants to hear from you. So what I want you to do is to create that powerful story for yourself. Put it, the world wants to hear from me. And for me, there are three things that I speak into existence every single morning as part of my declarations that actually help me with imposter syndrome in being a champion. And I put the connection after the fact, but number one is I am that the world needs more of me. And I speak that and I feel it because I know what I create. I know the positive impact I have on others. So boom, the world needs more of me. Yes, they do, Rob. Number two, I am a champion for everyone. And this works two ways. Number one, I am a champion, and I'm a champion for myself so I can be it. Number two, for everyone. And I also think about every single person that I see. I'm a champion for them and their dreams and what they want to accomplish. And why am I creating this video? Because I'm a champion for you or anybody who's challenged right now with imposter syndrome. And then the last thing that I speak to myself, number three, I am constant creation of who I am. And for me, this anchors me in the ability to self-create anything that I want in the world. And when you come from a place of self-creation, we're not dealing with lack. We're coming from positivity and love. What would I love to create? Boom. We are speaking things into existence. We are creating things that do not exist so that we live an amazing life full of abundance, not lack. And when you do these things, you can very easily overcome imposter syndrome with the power of consistency. So I speak these things into existence every single day as a way of priming my mind like a boot sequence in a computer. So think about this. For a computer to work like a computer every single day, when you turn it on, it boots up a series of programs and goes, boom, I am now an amazing computer. I do what a computer should do. Well, think of your mindset the same way, and certainly as it relates to overcoming imposter syndrome. So your ability every single day to show up and say, all right, what is the boot sequence for my mind that I say to myself and speak out loud that creates who I am, the best version of myself, so that I'm not thinking about imposter syndrome and the self-limiting beliefs and the fears and the cancel culture and the feeling awkward and weird and what if I mess up and oh my God, what if people see me as a fraud and all of these things. These are all things that are not serving you, that don't exist, that you self-create for yourself. So the way you overcome these is by creating the consistency of the story in which you tell yourself. So to wrap a bow on this one more time, to make sure we hit this home, number one, to overcome imposter syndrome, audit the story you're telling yourself, write it down. Number two, I want you to see the powerful version of yourself, because the truth is. Number three, write declarations that tell you what the powerful version and truth is of you. And then number four, consistency. Speak these out loud every single day, because when you do this, you will be a champion and create anything you want in your life, and certainly overcome imposter syndrome. And if you're someone who's watched my videos or listened to my podcasts for a while now, and this resonated with you, I would love to be a champion for you and help you overcome imposter syndrome, or more importantly, create the best version of yourself, the story for yourself that lives in joy, lives in abundance, lives in love. You can slide into my DMs at Rob Cressy, email me, rob@robcressy.com, or you can go to robcressy.com/I am great. I created a program of high performance and mindset for people that want to create freedom, self-creation, and a life they love. Sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing rest of the day.